Hey, it's Erika. Welcome to part 2 of my first listen for P1Harmony's Duh album. Part 1 included Pretty Boy, Murmur, and Flashy. This was going to be over and over and work. Gotta break up it in parts because YouTube doesn't like it if I do more than like 4 songs in a video. So yeah, that's why we gotta break it up because there's 5 out of the 6 I'm checking out. I don't check the title track because I already checked out like the music video reaction, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm excited to finish out this album. So far, the first like 4 songs, super duper hype, but they all kind of play within the concept that like Duh was about. And I really like that. I love that consistency with the concept throughout the album. It's not too often we get it, but when we do, I really love it. So yeah, color code lyrics for this, just so you know we can follow along together in real time, okay? Yes, so far, I mean, girl, I get Pretty Boy now. I get it. I see the hype. But yeah, is that all I need for an intro? Are we just gonna get into Over and Over? Let's go. When I think of Over and Over, I think of the Nelly and Tim McGraw song. That's a deep cut. That's the song I haven't heard in forever. But that it's now stuck in my head because the name of this title. But maybe I'll get a new Over and Over song stuck in my head. Let's go. Okay, horns. Bring the funky back. They said bust down. What? Okay. Who's up so good, dude? Their instrumentals have always been insane. Okay. Anti-drop? Since when? The horns are so fun though. It's very much more vocally led the chorus, so the drop happens. But I wasn't expecting that. Anti-drops aren't popular. Must be making a comeback. I thought might do the thing where it drops in the second chorus. This is like the best kind of noise music, you know what I mean? Oh. There's that drop. Okay, yeah. That is very, I kind of like the anti-drop, but I think I like the drop actually more when it hits when the chorus actually does. I like that. You know what I mean? Just the anti-drop. I was like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? But kind of getting the drop in the third one, and I'm happy they did, the third chorus they dropped it, so you gotta know what that feels like, and I think I prefer that much more. But I mean, it is like the build up to it. It's the I think because I wanted it so much, the like anticipation for the actual drop to come in when the chorus actually starts was like built up there. So when it did happen, it was like so satisfying, and that's what I was waiting for. So I think that's why I like it there a lot more. But I love an anti-drop. Like, bring them back. Bring it back, girl. Run it back. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I mean, I feel like it's like noise music at its finest, and like the horns are really cool. Now we get a little bit more horns, I feel like, in K-pop songs that we did in the last maybe decade or so, you know what I mean? Because it was way back in like the funky era of the mid to like from like 2014, 15 to like 20. It didn't last too long, but it was like every comeback had like the horns and it was like the funky thing. We can thank Bruno Mars for that. But like that Uptown Funk type era, you know what I mean? But I think it's really, really fun. It's really hype. It's another kind of song where I'm like, am I going to the next tour? Because I want to see these live. It seems like so fun, so hype. And I kind of want to experience that experience. Maybe it's also the concert bug because I just went ahead in the clouds. But we're gonna check out the last track on the album called "Work, Girl." The reason I'm behind is because I've been working, girl. But then I got a little break. But then I just went to a concert, so I spent all my money. Now I'm like, girl, please book me for days. Yeah, let's go and get work. Let's go. What are they gonna do to me? This is
but I'm hot, this party's bumping.
Oh!
I see, but I'm still on fire. Tachi, hit the gachi. I see outfit, pack one music, taste it.
Nah, it's Slays. I mean, come on, it's a P1 song.
When I play that track, I bust out a move. There's a difference between me and you. Shake it up, light up. Shake it up, light up. Rocky. Shake it up, light up.
This would be fun live too. Gosh, I'm thinking about it.
Side side, pull a stage wrist, I can spell like a pull up, get up, pull up, go high.
It's like a super, like they're cut like cyber, not like a darker cyberpunk, but like a brighter, poppier cyberpunkish vibe. You know what I mean?
I'm glowing, now pulling up to the show.
Glowing.
That's all what, mind blowing. Don't 증명하지 조명들 make it pulse. I'm walking, 날 보는 놈들은 snowy when I work. Up like a
This actually reminds me of Space Jam. You know what I mean? Anybody else? This would also be crazy live. Like, I'm thinking about it.
Pop that thing, I'ma pop that thing, I'ma sip that thing, I'ma 365 on dot. Party, 365 on nugget. Party, party, 머리 흔들어 제껴. got that 가지.
But I'm also thinking about this, like, imagine this in like a DJ set. Like it's the rave section of the concert, you know what I mean? I think it'd be so fun. But that's because I just saw like DJs too as well, so now it's in my brain.
I'm walking, not gonna know that there's no beat when I work. Up like a jump like a turn up like a. This part you can find where.
What genre is this? Because I think you are getting the more like electronic driven tracks, because I think ultimately like Charli's XCX and her Brass Summer and her influence over the industry, like for sure that's where you're kind of seeing a little bit more of that more like electronic EDM house driven type of vibe within like the K-pop. Like it just has the effect of it all. But then I also think like G-Dragon came back with like Home Sweet Home, and that's very like a old school, like Big Bang EDM tracks were like crazy back in the day, you know what I mean? So I think that also may have a little bit of like an effect on it, why you're seeing that a little bit more. But I really like Work too as well. I think it's fun. It's kind of giving Space Jam in moments, but that's a compliment because the old Space Jam, Michael Jordan from the 90s, Looney Tunes, you know what I mean? It definitely, it's like, I'm trying to be, it's just like, it's definitely more like electronic driven, but it's almost like, again, like a much more kind of just like, not techno in a sense, you know what I mean? But it's almost like it more leans to that than leans to, I feel like, what we're kind of hearing in like the more house stuff that's more popular these days. But it's so cool. I really like it. I think it's really dope. I think it's just like such a fun song. It makes me want to see it live, and it could be like the, you know, the rave section of the concert, you know what I mean? And I love when like groups have that, or like have like a DJ, you know what I mean? Like there's that one Monster X tour where they had Hyungwon it'd have like a little DJ set. I'm like, if I would have been there, girl, you know what I mean? I feel like DJ sets are really cool. Like I'm not like a rave girly, but I love like seeing like a DJ set live, because I've seen like DPR Arctic a few times, and then Cream's, not on this tour but the last tour, I forgot the name of which tour it was. He had a much more kind of like DJ set. Now he's much more does the singing thing, you know what I mean? And then it was just like I saw Porter Robinson, and like it was just like really cool. And I like Porter Robinson. He's quite kind of like, I like his style, you know what I mean? Because I think when you experience like different DJs, you know what I mean, they have their own sort of vibe. But I like his, he just seems like so different to anything that I've personally experienced or that I've seen. But I really liked it. I think it was just like a really cool track. It would be really dope live. I'd love to see choreography and a performance for that. I think it would just be super duper dope, for sure. And I think just like, I mean, all the tracks on the album, like it's not that you necessarily they're all really, really hype songs. Like there's not like a slower B-side, but I kind of like that. It's very much, you know, fits within like the concept, and then it just makes me want to see them on tour again. I don't know if I just got the tour bug right now, but I really kind of, it makes me want to see all of these live, you know what I mean? It really makes me just like want to go see them on tour, because I'm just like, all these songs would be like so dope live. I honestly think so. So, it just kind of, I think it's just like that little big there for sure. But I think it's really, really dope and stuff. Like each song is like very unique within its own genre, but it's also a callback to, I feel like, a lot of different eras for like P1, which I think is just like really, really cool, which also fits within the concept of like you know what I mean? And to also having like songs that sound like their previous eras, but then also the concepts of each song are just like really, really cool too as well, and then also really do fit and lean themselves into the type of like genres that they have and stuff. But I think it's really dope. I think so far the album is just like really, really cool. A genre of music standout that blends Jersey Club. Maybe that's it. Hyperpop and hints of UK garage. That's what it kind of is. It's like, it's that vibe, you know what I mean? But also Space Jam in there as well. So that's a little bit, maybe it's like hyperpop, and maybe I feel like hyperpop and cyberpunk genres sort of get like mixed, maybe kind of like overlap in a sort of way, or maybe the cyberpunk isn't technically a music genre, it's hyperpop, you know what I mean? But like the hyperpop, I think, is what's like very popular. That's probably what they more describe like Charlie sound as, and like the much more kind of like aespa's Whiplash, those type of concepts that we're getting. That's what I was looking for the whole time I was yapping, was like, what genre is work, you know what I mean? But Jersey Club definitely makes a lot more sense. That's what I was looking for. And I really like that. I think it's really cool to have like a track like that on the album. They really haven't, like, I can't really think of like too many of P1 tracks like Work, but I think it's so cool. I love like every single song. Like they're gonna be all in my playlist, especially my K-pop party playlist, and I think they're all super duper hype. And again, it just makes me want to see them on tour, because I'm like, it's gonna be a party at the concert, you know what I mean? And it's definitely like, there's not like, I never really necessarily want to go on tour to experience an album. Like, that's never really been my drive to go watch somebody live, you know what I mean? Like, it's always just like, oh, they're going on tour, let me buy tickets for them because I love them as like an artist, you know what I mean? But this one, I specifically want to see them perform this entire album. You know what I mean? And I hope they would. Imagine going on the next tour and they don't do one of these. Excuse me, but I think it could really work, and I don't know, it just has like, because they're all really, really hype, and I all just kind of want to see performances for them, but they're also like, I also want to experience them with like P1 and other fans in the crowd having a good time, you know what I mean? And you know what, there's not really, yeah, again, I can't really think of like other albums where I'm like, I need to go on tour to experience this album. You know what I mean? But for sure, like, it's more like I want to experience the artist, which I really, really do, because I haven't seen P1 live. But for sure, the B-sides, I'm like, excuse me, I think I need this live in my life. You know what I mean? So I think the whole album is fantastic. My favorites, all of them, girl. I mean, I'm probably gonna lean towards like Work and Pretty Boy the most. But Murmur is really cool too as well, but then Over and Over, then Flashy, like they're all so good. They're all so good. I feel like most of the times I do add every single P1 song into like my playlist, my regular listen to playlist, not my sad ones. There may be 1 or 2 P1 songs in there, you know what I mean? But for sure, like, I tend to heavily add the entirety of the album to all of my more heavy listen to playlists just because I'm like, it's gas. And the discography is really, really good. And even if you haven't checked out their previous albums and stuff and you kind of like what you're hearing here, you're probably gonna like their other stuff. If you're having to have like other comebacks, kind of like run through it, you know what I mean? But their discography is really, really kind of like shaping to be really, really amazing, and I've always really loved their quality of their music and the quality of their B-sides, and their instrumentals have always been crazy. And it's just no exception to that. It's just adding it up a little bit more hype, you know what I mean? So I love that. I love that. Go to put your thoughts and comments down below. Chat about P1Harmony's mini album if you like this video. I'm assuming it's a mini album. Everything says EP on Spotify, but I'm like, mini album because it's K-pop. Your thoughts, comments down below. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. If you liked me and you want to see more of my videos, go and hit that subscribe button. Want to see my videos the second they come out, hit that notification button. Want to follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, threads in the description down below. At the end screen, if you like gaming content, I have a gaming channel. It's called Erika. Currently playing Batman Arkham City and Assassin's Creed Shadows, so if you can join me over there for that. Thank you so much for watching. Love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
like that. Oh, I got it like that, yeah. So follow me, are you ready? 누구야 너는 우리 top dog league. 우리를 새긴 plain white tee. 내가 원하는 자리가 first class.